Benjamin Franklin said, "He that is good for making excuses is seldom good for anything else." And so we can fall into a pitfall of excuses, a number of excuses or reasons why we can't do what we want to do, why we are not at in our lives where we want to be at. And so we can say to ourselves, "I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm not smart enough, I don't know the right people, if only I had the money, if only I was better looking, I'm too tired, I'm too busy." Many excuses. These are just a couple. Now we must remember that successful people use those same excuses to be successful. Unsuccessful people are good at having reasons for not being successful. Okay. Successful people become even more determined because of that. And so that's a slight difference, so that you can have an excuse or something that makes you feel bad, but you turn it around into determination. And I must say, in a sales environment, we often use this. You know, if somebody is making you frustrated, we say, "Don't be frustrated. Take that frustration energy and put it into determination." And so I think this is some of the things that might be useful to you, because I think a large part of your job might feel quite frustrating. Because, you know, we ourselves are passionate about what we do for the alumni, and yet not everybody that you encounter is as passionate as you are. And that can sometimes make us feel frustrated. Now, John Burroughs said a man can fail many times, but he isn't afraid until he begins to blame somebody else. And you must please remember that failure is not defined. You cannot go and Google failure and get one definitive description that says, if you've done this, you have failed. We tend to define failure for ourselves. We tell ourselves that we have failed. The rest of the world may not see us as failures. And so careful again that you're not too judgmental on yourself if something hasn't worked. You know the old story about a guy who invented the light bulb, and then somebody said to him, you failed 200 times to make a light bulb. And he said, no, I found 200 ways how not to make a light bulb. And so you can look at any situation and look at it in a positive light or look at it in a negative. And that really, again, is up to us. It's up to our perceptions. It's up to the lens through which we view life. Motivation has three basic components: energy, willpower, and purpose. So we have to have energy, we have to want to do it, and then we have to have a reason for doing it. They say in life you must always ask yourself, can I do it? And do I want to do it? Because just because you can do it doesn't mean you want to. And just because you want to doesn't mean you can. If you can answer both those, then you can. Mark Twain said, "And what is a man without energy? Nothing, nothing at all." We need passion, we need energy. They say great leaders are energized by two things: vision and passion. Vision and passion. Those are the two things that you need to have for self-motivation. Willpower, Mahatma Gandhi said, strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. Isn't that beautiful? Indomitable will. I will, I can do this, I will succeed. And we sometimes have to do that despite what the rest of the world is saying to us. There are so many wonderful stories that we can go and read up about highly successful people and how many people at the beginning of their careers told them that they're useless. I mean, I recently saw an interview with Paul McCartney, and he said they used to enter, him and John Lennon used to enter talent competitions in Liverpool, but they always lost out to an old lady who played with spoons. Now, everybody now knows the Beatles, nobody knows the old lady with the spoons, but I mean, they got past that. So yes, they didn't win talent competitions. Lots of people told them they would never make a record that would sell, but they believed in themselves, and I mean, the rest, as they say, is legendary. Legendary. The Beatles are still the biggest selling pop band. Purpose. Friedrich Nietzsche says, he who has a why to live can bear almost any how. When people give up on life, it's because they have no more reason to. We always have to have a reason. We must understand why we do something. And often, in terms of other people, we also have to try and understand why they do what they do. If you can answer the why question, you can actually figure out what other issues are. So have a why to live. Understand why you're doing it. And that will be part of your life. The key is to take conscious control. In other words, live a life in play. Live a life that's conscious. Live a life where you think about things, where you question things, where you don't just go through the motions. And you will see when we get to transaction analysis how important it is to live a life that you think about. Now this is probably one of my favorite quotes, and I think this goes back to what we spoke about earlier in terms of perfection, excellence, when is it good enough? Because Aristotle said we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. So we start making a habit of being excellent. Isn't that just absolutely beautiful? Not